was having a party today, and I said I'd come with bells on. I was confused. I thought it was a pajama party. And you saw her all ready for Christmas. Look at you. Oh, you look so pretty. And so, and so handsome. Hattie has a roving eye. I have a story for you all today, but you know, I heard some stories about all of you too. You know, Carmela, yes? I heard that she's Italian. And I heard that last year you were talking about Christmas, and it said that you were having something with 7 fishes. Well, that would not go in my house. Oh, no, no, no. My mister, he likes his meat, potatoes, and gravy. Oh, and Judy Nancy.
Trouble again.
No. How's your cousin Betty doing?
Oh, she's so good you would not believe.
When you see her, tell her I said hello.
And she lost a lot of weight too.
She did. Well, oh, that's really nice to hear. Well, I have a story for you today. It sounds a little familiar. You know the story, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas? Well, this isn't that. This is the Pennsylvania Dutch Night Before Christmas. This is written by Chet Williamson. Now, before I start, you know, a lot of you have Santa Claus. Now, Santa Claus is this big, fat, happy man, but the Pennsylvania Dutch, they don't have Santa. They have a Belschnickel.
Uh-oh.
He's a skinny man. Skinny, and he is so crabby. Oh, he's crabby. And then he brings treats to the good little girls and boys. But if they're bad, he has this big stitch, and he takes it and he works. And he goes, so some of you better be on your best behavior, or you could get a whooping.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's like that.
Now we know what he's doing.
It was the night before Christmas, and all over the farm, nothing but schusslick, that means moving around. No cause for alarm. The socks were hung by the chimney just so, with the whole thing getting filled from ankle to toe. The Nix Nuts is schnoozing without any sign. In their heads, clear toy candy's been dancing around, and Mama and Eve out the out in the light, crawled under the covers and snuggled up tight. Oh, their pictures too. Then from the outside, we heard something fierce that made our eyeballs and rattled our ears. There was crashing and banging, and could it be true? Did our ears deceive us, or did we hear a moo? Then off to the window we ran in the dark, kicked the dog accidental. He started to bark. Then we looked through the window, coming in through the gate. It wasn't one moor we saw, it was 8. Boy, there they are looking out the window. 4 cows and 4 steers. They were harnessed somehow and were dragging behind them an old-fashioned plow, and there just behind it, as sour as a pickle, was a fellow we knew had to be the Belschnickel. He wiggled that plow to keep going on course. I think he'd done better if he had a horse. So dock-flick, now that means clumsy, and slow those 8 dummers did run, and he growled and he grumbled and he yelled at each one. Now Checky, now Becky, now Rachel, Josiah, on Minnow, on Sarah, Esther, Obadiah. And watch where you're going, there's nothing on wiser than stamping your hoof in straight fertilizer. Cow pies. They got through the barnyard without any hitch, and the Belschnickel grumbled and raised a big spitz. Climb up on that roof now and make it snappy. You don't want to make me no more unhappy. Mocked off from that trellis then to the porch roof, and don't get no ivy wands caught in your hoof. I'll get awful grishlik if you make me fall, so clamber up, clamber up all. Boy, those cars are going up on the roof. I think that spells trouble. Like the chickens they all look when the flying they're making, or the mess kids are making when shoes they are tying. So clumsy they climbed up an inch with each move, but somehow they made it, and it thunders me. And then in a twinkle we heard on the roof each cow that was rootin' raw stamping its hoof. The cracks of the roof timbers filled all our ears, 'cause it just wasn't built for 4 cows and 4 steers. By now, all the kitties had run in our room, frightened by all of those cracks and those booms. To tell them what happened, I was going to begin. Then chomp into suey, the ceiling fell in. Down came the Belschnickel plop in our bed, a few shingles making down right on his head. And then we looked up through the hole in the ceiling. It was just a little bit furry for feeling. What they saw when they looked up. Oh, look at what they saw. For there overhead was 8 head of cattle, still stomping so hard it made the balls rattle. We felt as if we'd all been cursing for hex, and that cause would fall down in our bedroom next. And they stayed on the roof, and I liked the way Schmidt, they looked at that scary old Belschnickel yet. He got to his feet and was brushing his breeches, holding his sack and using his stitches. He was dressed all in black from his boots to his hat, and he frowned and he said, "Hey, what are you looking at? Ain't you never seen no Belschnickel before?" Well, I had, but the others had come through the door. His beard was all struck as white as snowfall, and his belly so skinny it nearly was off. I couldn't help thinking that that scrabby guy could use a few dumplings and a shoe fly pie. Oh, I love shoe fly pie. His eyes, they looked angry, but though they seemed wild. And he looked at the kitties and just sort of smiled. Then he wiped it away like he made a mistake. Or for him some schnitz and nip Mama should make. For those of you who are Italian, that's dried apples and dumplings. Then he asked all the kitties, "Have you been bad or sweet? If it's good that you've been, then I'll give you a treat. But if you've been bad, then I'll warm your britches with one of my special bad kitty stitches." They said they'd been good and for telling the truth. Still he glowered at Amos, he grimaced at Ruth, he frowned down at Abner, who just kind of grinned, and the Belschnickel leaned down and tickled his chin. Oh, they look so cute. Ah, crabby I might seem, but don't you forget I ain't never had this stank one kitty yet. It just must be something around in the air makes the kitties act better at this time of year. So his stitches he dropped, and he opened his sack, and he handed out oranges, yo-yos, and checks, a dolly for Ruth, a wood horse for Amos. We laughed as we watched him, and who could blame us? And finally he gave to Abner a teddy, with that final gift to leave he was ready. But he said as he crawled over shingles and sticks, "I'll send over Stolfus, your broke roof to fix." And he chumped the whole shrew up to the waiting plow, and he yelled to his livestock, "Get going in now." down to the ground and with no complaint until we get down and the house is all ate. They sprung off the roof to the yard bay below, and they got stuck in nearly 40 inches of snow. And that Belschnickel yelled, brushing snow off his head, "Merry Christmas to all." Now, just go back to bed. I thank you all for being such a good audience, and now I have to go on. Colleen has my pants in her closet.